Salam, shalom. Peace and wisdom. Wise Solid speaking. This evening, I want to do this deep video explaining the secret about Jews and reparations that no one knows. Now, I'm gonna give you all a chance to get in here. Of course, that have to be done before the fight comes on. The main event, not not the scraggly wagglies. Now, first one, and please let me know if everything is copacetic. I want to get straight to it. Like I said, I'll be starting around the 2.5 minute mark. If you're new, of course, I'm Mr. Solace. I explain ancient texts and scholarship, different aspects of life that you may not be aware of. Of course, wisdom has to do with awareness, self-awareness, and the awareness of the outer existence. And kind of, letting that awareness blossom into a merging of, greater consciousness. Peace and wisdom, J Hall. Thanks for the sound check. Now I'm gonna begin in about a half an hour. In about 30 seconds. Subscribe if you're not. And visit the website, upscaleknowledge.org. I have a few blog courses on there with exclusive knowledge. Stuff I can't put online, like on YouTube and things of that nature. You can go check those out, as well as my lecture magazines. Peace and Wisdom Mind. Now, let's get to this deep video. Like I said, I have to catch this fight this evening. Now, we want to start by saying a quick little piece in regards to Charlie Kirk and, his being killed. I wasn't familiar with who Charlie Kirk was until he died. And that's how it is with a lot of you guys that are young. I'm a little older, so I'm not well versed on who you are until something bad happens to you. And this is not good. Meaning a lot of you guys claim that fame is your death, meaning that real success that you reach for, and that notoriety comes in y'all death in today's times. And so I wasn't aware of Charlie Kirk, but I did watch, it was only two short clips of a lecture he had. I'm saying that so I'll be clear. I'm not well versed on who he is or whatever he got going on. I just know he's a buddy of Trump. I'm assuming a lot of you guys hate him in the same way y'all hate Trump. Now, I've seen a few debates with Charlie Kirk. Of course, it's usually the college kids, and that's abuse. Meaning, if you're 30-something years old and you're going down to the college to have debates with kids, that's abuse. Of course, you're smarter than a kid in college. That's like me going down to y'all college and debating y'all. Get real. When you get a certain age, you got to let the young do them, find their way. If they come to you, they come to you. Other than that, you get my point? But the point I wanted to make is this. I've seen a few debates he had, one with a black person. And he was telling the black person that they have to stop blaming society and, basically the white people. And our problem is we don't have fathers in the household. That was the main thing he said. He kept He kept making it as if like if black people don't have fathers in the household, that's what determines if we gonna be well off or not. And that's not true. Meaning it's not true that black fathers are not in the household, or better yet, involved in the child's life beyond more than being a weekend father. That's just the 1986 through 1996 thing in regards to blacks. If you go before that, black people had, their parents. And after those years, so it's the same. It's just that crack epidemic phase in the black nationality. Meaning from 86 through 96, they put crack cocaine in the ghettos. In that, a lot of our fathers were either killed because of the drug beefs, locked up, or just fiended out. You follow? Now Charlie Kirk, he young, so he have like a watered down perspective that he probably got from online or movies, where he think like black people don't grow up with their families. He don't understand that's just a time period. Now the point I'm making is he was so adamant about saying like how black people don't have basically both their parents in the house. But he's that now. Meaning Charlie Kirk kids gonna grow up without their father in the household, which is the main thing he was telling blacks. Now I know a lot of y'all gonna say, well, but he got killed. There's a bunch of black fathers not in the household because they died. If you say, well, he died doing something positive, he died talking about stuff he don't know what he talking about. But more than that, he died trying to make a living for himself, which is the same thing that a lot of the black fathers that might have got killed to end up in prison. So it's the same for them. I'm saying this if you white. Y'all be saying stuff and don't be knowing what y'all talking about. And then y'all are not looking at y'all own reality, which is way worse than black people's. Y'all lost into the propaganda and what's promoted. Y'all got junkies worse than us. Y'all poor is worse than our poor. You can't be serious. Our poor is the ones that become stars. Y'all poor. White people don't have that much talent. So if y'all go poor and drugged out, nobody's coming to get y'all because y'all have no talent. See, a black person could be all drugged out and finished, but they got so much talent. The wealthy will come down to their slums and ghetto to get them because there's money involved. Nobody's doing that for the white poor. The point I'm making is there's a propaganda that like black people, you get it? We got all these problems, but we have the same problems that every race has. And we're not at the top of that list. White people have been killing each other since 1000 BC, since Julius Caesar time. We've only just begun to adopt these things, and it's being, it's being exploited. Meaning, if you're a white person, you've been to the ghettos, the poor neighborhoods where the blacks live, and you know your own self. Ain't nobody dying in the ghettos every day. That's a complete exaggeration. Otherwise, we wouldn't even be here. You get my point? Everything's being exaggerated. You got white kids from the suburbs or wherever they're from. It's messing up their perspective because they think that's all real. So, like when I was watching Charlie Kirk debate and he kept saying the thing about the fathers with the blacks, it didn't bother me. But the way he was saying it, like he thought that was really a fact. That's what threw me off. Like, oh, he think this is like something real, and it's not. You do have those cases, but you get my point. Life is deeper than a box to put people in. That's why I used him as an example. Now his kids gonna grow up without him in the household. The reason is not important because he didn't reach for a reason when he was making the claim. So you get my point? Now I'll get back to some other things he said that was quite disturbing. I seen him tell a young black boy that he can't keep using the excuses that, his people were slaves and all of this stuff like that. And white people have to understand this. You can't tell people to get over something that you're still doing. You follow? You can't say, man, y'all need to get over the harsh treatment that our ancestors put on y'all if you haven't repaid anything. You can't rob somebody, don't repay them, and be like, man, you need to get over it. You say that after you fix the mess, then you have a point to say, man, you carrying on. I already made, you get it amends with you. I did whatever I did wrong to you. I paid you, or I redeemed myself however I did. If you don't want to accept it, then that's on you. You carrying on. But you can't tell the people to get over something and you never fixed it. You just parading around like, oh, just get over it. This is when y'all gonna start to get y'all ass bust. The young whites don't understand that. Like, oh, our ancestors did some horrible shit. And when we just walking around, we could die at any moment. Because people not playing, especially when you parading around like, oh, get over it. How about we crush y'all out? Y'all lost into the propaganda, meaning white people think that they're really the majority. They don't realize y'all breed it in with every other race, and y'all have a white part in every other race. And when they're doing consensus, they're speaking on that. You follow? Meaning you have Hispanic races, but they have the white counterpart attached to it. In that, it make white numbers look more than it is. They not just counting just plain old whites. And if you go to every nationality, like I said, white people kind of breathe themselves into the people. If you need an example, the people in the Puerto Rican area and the Mexican area, forget the name and it being developed in the country, but just that area, before white people came, they was brown skin. Now those people in that area have a white counterpart in their race. You need an example? Fat Joe is a white skin, blue eye with straight hair. He wears a baldy, but if he grew it out, it'd be straight. He's Puerto Rican. All his Puerto Rican friends, they like my complexion. They look like me. They don't look like him. You follow? Big Pun is a little tinted. He don't look like, you get it, like white. And so I'm making that example so y'all could grasp. Canelo Alvarez, he white. Yeah, he Mexican, but he not Mexican. He a part of what I said, like white people breed it in with minority groups. And you get my point? It make their numbers look more. Think like if they ask a person, are you white? Are you a non-Hispanic white? Like that. If you're just dealing with pure white people, maybe it's a lot of y'all, but it ain't that many like they making it seem. When you're dealing with the young people in the daytimes, y'all lost into the media and the propaganda that's pushed on y'all, not the reality in life. And that y'all become insulting because if the media or the propaganda that's being spewed out is insulting, then it become insulting. I'm well spoken. You have many black people that's well spoken, but y'all just ignore that and be like, all they do is kill each other. How? We have our moments where we have our clashes like every race, but y'all putting a camera on us and not y'all own self. We don't have snipers. Y'all do. And so you get it? We need to step our game up and get some. I'm just playing, relax. If you black, they got snipers, man. They got snipers, blood. Y'all are lacking behind like sharpshoot. Blue homeboy neck from 50 yards away. I said, I'm glad white people only kill their own, Them niggas. Don't get mad, y'all do that to us. All black people do is kill their own. I say, man, it's the same with y'all from what I see. Y'all just shoot each other from far like cowards. These black people get up on each other, you feel me? And look each other in the eyes. Yeah, nigga, I did it. You know, solid stuff. Y'all shoot somebody from 3 blocks away, 200 yards, then scurry off the rooftop. Like, come on, man. It don't even count if you kill somebody from that far. You can't even get no points for that. Not in the ghettos. I mean, in the neighborhoods I come from, if you shoot somebody from 3 blocks away, they're gonna be like, you a coward, blood. You didn't even. They speaking out of fear because they like, damn, he might do me like that. I won't even know. So they like, you a sucker. Gotta get right up on him and make sure when you do what the cops did so you can get caught. I'm sorry. This is how people in the ghettos exploit each other. They play on whoever dumb. Yeah, shoot him in front of the cops. That way you go to jail and we won't have to worry about you after that because you crazy. Now, let's get to the video at hand because this goes deep. Like I said, I'll get back to Charlie Kirk. This is not to throw dirt on him. Like I said, he's dead already. Not, not like that. Like he's dead already. But you get my point? He's passed. I'm sure his family is crushed. And you get my point? Overall, he was young. A lot of y'all was dumb at 31. A lot of y'all are 31 now and you're dumb. And you get it? The main thing, you want to pace yourself in this life. You get my point? Y'all rush through life. Y'all be 23-year-old scholars that ain't read a book. And you get my point? Rushing through life, speaking on things and dealing with things you know nothing of, truly. In that, you get my point? You don't want to be pissing people off and you wrong. And so, if you young, pace yourselves, man. Speaking is something for people 30 and up. You know, public speaking, teaching, things of that nature. That's for people that have a certain age on them. It's not really for the young. Y'all going through y'all transition. So whatever y'all talking about now, y'all not going to be talking about when y'all 30. But that's only because you ain't got no experience yet. So you got to experience things, then your perspective will change. If you ain't experienced that many things, then you get my point. It's easy to see things however you want to see them. Once you get experienced, then you can go deeper into a thing. So I suppose if you ain't got that much experience, you got your box. And you put people in this box. But once you got experience, you understand boxes ain't big enough. You get my point? When you're dealing with people. And you know, how we gotta get along. Everything is a growing process, and you get my point? A cleansing process almost. But let's say everybody don't clean themselves. You get dirty for growth. You put the seed in the dirt. You get my point? And you clean it a little bit, it grow. View self like that. You're gonna go through experiences, get a little dirty emotionally, mentally. Then you have to clean yourself or water yourself, and you get my point? Grow from that soil. Your hardships is just soil to grow into, you know, a greater or a bigger space. So if you're going through like hardship right now, you have to view it like soil. And you get my point? You have to take that hardship and plant, you know, good sunlight and water into it. And then you gotta think and plant your talents and things into that hardship and let that be what blossom out from it. You get my point? View your talent like seeds. Whenever you hit rock bottom or dirt bottom, I mean it's time for you to plant anew. The same way y'all wake up every day and have a new start, view life like that. Y'all gonna have many different new starts. The thing is, a lot of people don't take advantage of those new starts. It's not whatever the initial start is that they want. They get lost in time. And that, you get my point? They miss all they saw you. It just become the dirt that buried them. Meaning your hardship is saw you, but it can also be the dirt that bury you. And so I hope y'all all grasp that. Cleanse out your hearts and things like that. So y'all can see clear and receive. Understanding that life is a balance. You're gonna have the dirt and you're gonna have the clean. You're gonna have the sunrise, the sunset, but you get my point? You gotta take the good out of both and make the glory for yourself. Now let's start. Kinda quiet today. This must be deep or something. Now, I'm assuming everyone is aware of Hitler. We're starting now. This is important. Make sure y'all listening. Maybe one of y'all can, I'll remember. 21-minute mark. Now I'm assuming everyone is aware of Hitler and the Holocaust of the Jews. This happened between 1933 and 1945. Of course, the Holocaust is when Hitler, and of course his army, his people, they killed many Jews from their lands. Germany, Russia. Like I said, this happened between 1933 through 1945. Now, what most of y'all probably don't know is that that's not the only Holocaust of the Jews. That was the last one. In that, you can look at it like every country at some point in time in history before 1945, they had a Holocaust of the Jews from their lands. So if you look up Portugal in the 1400s, they had an exiling or a Holocaust that led up to an exiling of the Jews from Portugal. Meaning the Jews from Portugal was exiled to St. Thomas. Prior to that, they was being killed off. Same with Italy. You could look up, was there a Holocaust of Jews in Italy at some point in time in history? This is the same in the Netherlands. The Netherlands had a Holocaust of the Jews. Let's say Hitler was the last. He was late to the party. Every other country, they already was holocausting their Jews from, let's say, 1000 AD all the way up until 1945 when the Hitler Holocaust kind of ended. So you can say from 1000 AD, really before that, but I don't want to make it more complex than it needs to be. So let's say from 1000 AD all the way up into 1945. This is when the Hitler Holocaust ended in 1945. But from 1000 AD until that period, let's say all the countries at some point in time during that period had a Holocaust or an exiling of the Jews from their land. Now, of course, those people were given reparations, meaning the Jews. And that happened in 1952 by Germany, West Germany. Now, here's where the problem is, or here's where the secret lies. Meaning most of y'all say, I already know all of this. Hitler, Jews was being Holocaust. I know that already. What you don't know, or you overlook, is this. In modern day, a Jew is the nationality of a white person with curly sideburns, right? But a Jew is really a religion, meaning a Jew is a follower of Judaism, not a nationality. A Jew is a religious group, not a nationality. And this religious group has many different nationalities that make it, just like Christianity. Christianity is not a nationality, it's a religious group that consists of many different nationalities. A Jew is not someone's nationality, it's a religious group that consists of many nationalities. Now, my point is this: there was a Holocaust of Jews and there was reparations given out, but the reparations was only given to white people. What about everybody else? So you got to remember, every nationality had Jews in it. This is people that believed in Judaism, just like you blacks. So some of y'all Muslims, some of y'all Christians. And it's the same with every nationality. Now you got to remember, Judaism is before Christianity and Islam, and these religions kind of clash as well, meaning they was around at the same time. Religious war. Jews is being exiled and killed in every country because Christianity is overthrowing Judaism. Y'all view it as a nationality and confuse yourselves. You follow? Y'all are all arguing, no, we're the real Jews. We're the real Jews. A Jew is a follower of Judaism. A Jew is a religious group, not a nationality. If you grasp that a Jew is a religious group, then you grasp that it consists of many nationalities. In that, when you hear Jews was being Holocaust, black Jews was being Holocaust, white Jews, Puerto Rican Jews, any nationality, they had their Jews being Holocaust. That's to say they had their own that believed in Judaism being Holocaust off because Judaism was being overthrown by Christianity. And this was all the way up to 1945. This is why if I ask y'all, there's many people that say they're a Jew, or that would mean they're a follower of Judaism, but how many people you seen with a Torah? A Jew in the daytime with the curly sideburns is a Christian. They gonna teach you about Jesus and Christianity and just say it's. Think of it like this: if you open up the Torah and you start reading the Christian Bible, a lot of y'all say no, 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 no. The Christian Bible, the first 5 books of the Christian Bible is the Torah. That's what Christianity said. They told us that. But what happened to Judaism? What happened to the Torah or the Tanakh, the original one? It don't exist no more. All they have in museums, and if you choose to buy a Torah, they have Torah shells, but when you open them, they the Bible. And there's a reason for that. Meaning, if you my age older, you probably say, he's dead right. I never realized that. Judaism is obsolete. It's Christianity now. If you younger, then you like, I don't even remember Judaism. Meaning Judaism been wiped out before you was born. So you like, I thought Judaism and Christianity was the same thing, or like Christianity was like the carryings ons of Judaism. Christianity wiped Jews out. So you got to remember, if you go back to the Bible, the part about Jesus being captured by the Jews and then brought to the Romans, we're talking about Roman Catholic. Roman Catholic Church in its early beginnings as it's building and developing and overthrowing other societies and their religions. You got to remember, the Romans conquered all the world, starting back in antiquity, ancient Egypt, and any other place you could think of. And you get my point? These places had Judaism, and whoever was a Jew got whacked out. We're not talking about a nationality. See, y'all will say, no, Jesus was a Jew. You thinking of nationality again. It's talking about a religious group that consist of many different nationalities. And Jews being Holocaust had to do with many different people. So the point I'm making is, let's say you black. Did your people that were Jew in those times get reparations? No, because a Jew to us is a nationality of white people with curly sideburns. Let's say you Irish. Did y'all get y'all reparations for y'all Jews that were killed? The Irish was living in Central Park. I think they used to call it Seneca Village, but the Irish used to share Central Park with the black people because a lot of the Irish were Jews, meaning they believed in Judaism in them times. And that, do you get my point? They was kicked to the side as if they were slaves or the poor or nothing, because Jews was being exiled out and killed off. And so let's say you Irish, let's say you Puerto Rican, let's say you any nationality you could think of, they would have had followers of Judaism in it. But only the white people with the curly sideburns got the reparations. These white people with the curly sideburns are Christians. You can go online right now and go find a Jew teaching online, curly sideburns. I guarantee you he talking like Christianity and Jesus and stuff. Not talking nothing about Judaism, meaning Judaism is gone. Y'all don't know what those teachings were saying. But you don't see nobody's teaching it. Nobody can because the Jews was killed. But do you see my point? A Jew in the daytime is a Christian. It's like Revelations 3:9 when it says, I forget it word for word, but it says like, those who call themselves Jews but do lie and are from the synagogue of Satan. It says something like that in Revelations 3:9. It's speaking of a people that present themselves as Jews, but they really ain't. They from the synagogue of Satan. Now, I already told y'all Christianity is Satan worship. Again, Christianity overthrew Judaism. When these things was written, it was written in those times. Speaking of what y'all witnessing in the daytime. Now, let's say you were curly-haired Jew. This before your time. You just reap the benefits of what you may not know all the way through. Meaning, Jews was killed off. Jews is a religious group, consists of many different nationalities. Reparations was given. And these white curly sideburn people somehow stole everybody's reparations. But they were never Jews. Y'all don't even know what they are now. Like, what are they? Say, man, they Yiddish or some shit. I don't know their religion. They say they Jews, so they Jews. Like, y'all have no clue what they are. And so you get my point? It's talking about Christians truly, not just curly sideburn Jews. It's speaking of them. But more than anything, it's speaking about Christians, period. The Christians that present themselves as Jews, but they really from the synagogue of Satan. That's to say, like, you get my point? That's to say, like I said, reparations was given, but it was stolen from everybody and they got it. If you understand that Jew is a follower of Judaism and not a nationality, then that means every nationality should have received reparations or should be able to go and get reparations, because you can't deny like every nationality would have had their part of it that followed Judaism. Now the Jews was killed, but they still have descendancy. So where's our reparations? Israel got it. You get it? Like that. Now, the Holocaust was the Holocaust was 1933 through 1945. 1952, West Germany began to pay reparations to Israel, the country. Israel became a country in 1948, officially. Is this making sense to y'all? Like, you had Jews all over the world, every nationality. They was killed. Then, in 1945, killing Jews, well, I guess they fulfilled that glory, so you can't do that no more. Ain't no more Jews to kill anyway. So they ended it when it wasn't nothing left anyway. They already changed all the Torahs into the Bible, so. But Jews was killed off. And this ended in 1945. 3 years later, that area that we call Israel was officially named that and, documented down as a country. And then in 1952, which is 4 years after that, West Germany started paying them. But all the Jews in Israel is white. Let me make it clearer for y'all. You have that area that we know as the country Israel. And before it was named and established as a country in 1948, all the time before that, it was called Palestine. Before it was called Palestine, it was called Philistine or Philistia. You follow? If you lost in the Bible, we say that the Hebrews or the Jews conquered the land of the Philistines. If you read the Bible, the Hebrews ain't had no place. All they was doing was taking other people's places. So you don't have to get confused and be like, no. You know how y'all are in the daytime, y'all like to argue. So you say like, no, there's no Palestine. Yeah, there's no Palestine no more. But you get my point? Meaning y'all lost in a lot of propaganda. They may tell y'all like Palestine was never a country and it's not a real place. Israel was established as a real place in 1948. So what was it before then? That part. It wasn't an established country that's a part of the United Nations, but those people in that area referred to themselves as whatever they did. And that was Palestinians. And that place was called Palestine. And you had brown-skinned Arabs there. And they would have been Jews, meaning followers of Judaism. Let's go back before these times. We going back into antiquity now. You got that area that's known as Israel now. It was called Palestine. And the people there was brown Arabs, and they were Jews, followers of Judaism. At some point, they were exiled or killed off to where all you have is a small amount of them left now. And the place that they was living in is now called Israel. And it's full of white-skinned people that say they are Jews, but they teach Christianity. Now, a lot of y'all will say, no, but them Arabs are those that call themselves Philistines or Palestinians. They Muslims, they not Jews. Jews was killed off and the Torah was turned into the Bible. So of course they not Jews. They like y'all are. Y'all Christians now. Y'all not Jews. Islam is Arabic Christianity, meaning the Quran, even the religion. There's no difference between Islam and Christianity. It has the same characters and the same story point. What's the difference besides one is written in Arabic and the other in English and Latin? And this one is called the Quran in Islam, and this one is called Christianity in the Bible. But it's the same. meaning Christianity overthrew Judaism. In perspective, I guess you could say Islam, and that in the Arabic language, it's just Christianity in the Arabic language. It's not Judaism or anything. If you lost and you like, no, Islam is not the same as Christianity, well then I suppose y'all don't got the same characters and same storyline. The only thing that ain't the same is y'all Arabic, and the Christian is more likely Latin or English. Other than that, you get my point? But in any event, they killed off all the Palestinians, and now you have white-skinned Jews, or white-skinned people who call themselves Jews living in Israel, being paid money from West Germany. Remember, Ashkenazi Jews are those Jews with the curly sideburns. Their true nationality is like Russian and German. And they like probably half Middle Eastern, from mixed breeding. The point I'm making is Jews was killed all over the world, and then Germany paid out reparations to Germans and Russians because that's all that's in Israel. White-skinned people that say they're Jews. And now, do you get my point? The greatest trick on earth. It's like I afflict all of y'all. Y'all all got a religion. I kill y'all off and I take over y'all religion. And then I convince everybody that your religion is the nationality of my people. And then when I have to pay for my wrongdoings, I just pay my own people. Israel is basically just a colony of Britain, Russia, Germany, places like that. And it's a deep thing. I have to take a restroom break. Y'all have any questions, ask.
Far deeper in gross wood than axe could cut. Battle, however, I would break through that patchwork of leaves, bitter and crisp in babbled tongues, streaked in mottled plant bark. Now, snared by this miraculous art, I ride Earth's spinning carousel, day in, day out.
Are y'all alive in here? Let me know. Put up a one or something if y'all grasping. Now, in regards to the reparations, the reparations wasn't paid to individuals. It was given to the state of Israel, or that country. So in 1948, Israel was established as a country. In 1952, which is 4 years later, reparations began to be like paid to that country, not individuals. And the money that was paid to the country was used to build railroads, the water system, the light system, and you get it? Make it a developed country that you see now, basically 50 something years later, 70 years later. Meaning, Jews was killed. Reparations was paid out to the people that killed them so they can establish a country called Israel over in an area where Arabs already had that. You get it? When you're reading the Bible and you're reading about Israelites, you're reading about Israelis, like their descendants, their ancestors. Israelite, Israeli. It's just like Arabs. The beginnings of, their areas being developed and them being established as, the many different Arab groupings that we know. In that, do you get my point? They was kind of robbed of their own lie. Because that's all religion is, lies. Lies for power. Are y'all alive? Because I'm about to depart. I ain't got time for the strange behavior. Okay, I see y'all on bipolar time today. Now I'm about to depart. Hopefully y'all all grasp. It goes deeper, but like I said, y'all seem to be on bipolar time. I'm not sure why it's like that in the daytimes. Y'all seem to be like, and it's not just me I'm speaking of, but just in life I'm noticing. Y'all all kind of act bipolar, like y'all have problems one day from the next. Or one day y'all good, the next day y'all got a problem. Never saying what your problem is, just kind of going through, the drug addict emotions. That's what I call it. If you drink or something like that and you down bad on it, that's how drug addicts and, drunks kind of act. And kind of carry it like that in y'all energies in the daytime. So, get that together. Like I always say, if you want to come for wisdom, make sure you come with the spirit, the mind, the emotional state right. Y'all come in the wrong energies. And you get my point? You can't learn that way. More than anything, ain't nobody gonna want to teach you in that way. So, come back right next video. Salam.